Hello gamers! As Nintendo Switch 2 prepares to debut, the gaming world is showcasing its biggest gamers. The return of legendary franchises, the surprises of brand new adventures, and the majestic atmosphere of AAA franchises will elevate this console to a whole new level. Each promising an unforgettable experience in its own way, these games will truly showcase the power of Switch 2. Here are the most ambitious AAA titles awaiting us on the next generation console. The game is set in 1937, between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade. Indiana Jones, on his quest for the mysterious Great Circle, a collection of sacred sites scattered around the globe, encounters powerful enemies ranging from Nazis to secret cults. The story interweaves archaeological secrets, lost civilizations, and religious legends, placing the player at the center of a vast conspiracy. Gameplay blends exploration, stealth, and action from a first-person perspective, with you sometimes engaging in hand-to-hand combat and sometimes navigating obstacles with your whip. Puzzles are further intensified by details like collecting clues with cameras, solving broken mechanisms, or opening secret passages. Environmental interactions, durable weapons, and alternative paths present the player with diverse options during combat. The game, which keeps the tempo high with cinematic scenes, also emphasizes indie's wry humor, bringing the classic film atmosphere to the game. Set hundreds of years after the previous games, the world is shaken by a mysterious disaster known as the Encroachment. This event, which turns monsters to stone, threatens to disrupt the ecosystem and brings two kingdoms to the brink of war. As the heir to the kingdom of Azuria, the player steps into the center of this conflict as a Rathalos rider. The story explores the clash of fates that begins with twin eggs and a journey intertwined with friendship and betrayal. Gameplay is based on the classic turn-based combat system, but offers deeper tactics with new party combination attacks like Synchro Rush and weapon switching. Friendly monsters, called Monsties, are at the heart of combat and exploration, traversing vast areas in the sprawling world. Creatures carrying crystal infections add unique strategies to the battle. Set during the Imprisoning War, a pivotal period in the Zelda universe, the series depicts Hyrule's descent into a dark age. As different races establish fronts within the kingdom, Zelda and Link are at the center of this conflict. The story unfolds through forces imprisoned by magical seals, royal intrigues, and massive sieges. The gameplay is designed in the Musou style, with characters utilizing special abilities in large-scale battles against hundreds of enemies. Different heroes can be selected between levels to progress with extensive combo chains and area of effect attacks. The role of Zonai technology on the battlefield is noteworthy, and combo attacks add tactical variety. Additionally, officially announced split-screen co-op support will add a new dimension to the game's multiplayer. This new adventure set in the Kalos region begins with mysterious events unfolding in the heart of Lumiose City. As the city is rebuilt, players encounter diverse quests both within the urban environment and surrounding areas. Mega Evolution, a key element of the story, returns, allowing Pokémon to evolve into powerful forms during battle. The narrative is shaped by the transformations within the city, the secrets revealed, and new characters. As in previous Legends games, gameplay combines free exploration, quest-based progression, and Pokémon catching mechanics. This time, the city-focused setting offers a unique atmosphere alongside classic nature exploration. Additional content and expansion plans announced by the developers stand out as elements that will further deepen the story. The new installment in the series takes place under the shadow of a grand tournament known as the Heroic Games. This struggle, attended by heroes from various kingdoms, is not only a race for honor, but also a battle for the throne and deep intrigue. Throughout the story, alliances are forged, betrayals occur, and dark truths behind the tournament are revealed. Gameplay is based on the classic turn-based strategy system, requiring careful consideration of each unit's range of motion, attack type, and weaknesses. Key innovations this time around include a greater emphasis on heroes' special abilities on the battlefield, increasing tactical variety. Map designs allow for both large-scale clashes and smaller, more intense encounters. The game's atmosphere maintains the strategic depth of past Fire Emblem installments while adding a new dimension with new mechanics. Octopath Traveler 0, highlighted by its HD 2D visuals, focuses on a return to the origin story set in the world of Orstera. Divine rings, which emerged in ancient times, spark conflict between different peoples and kingdoms. As players follow the journey of 8 characters, they encounter a narrative evolving around themes such as revenge, destiny, and freedom. Each character's personal story intertwines with the main plot, creating a larger picture when combined. Gameplay is based on the strategic structure of turn-based combat, positioning characters between the front and back lines, chaining attacks, and using special abilities at the right time are critical to victory. Additional systems like town building and exploration add a new layer to the classic structure. According to the developers, the main story will offer nearly 100 hours of gameplay. This modern take on the classic series begins in the dark streets of Midgar. The Avalanche faction's resistance against the Shinra Corporation forms the basis of a vast conflict unfolding in the hidden layers of the city. The story follows Cloudstrife and his friends as they confront their personal pasts and are drawn into events that will alter the fate of the world. The Intergrade edition expands upon the original remake with enhanced visuals, additional scenes, and a Yuffie-focused side story. Gameplay blends real-time action with turn-based commands, with abilities, spells, and limit break attacks unlocked at strategic moments. Switching between characters dynamically enhances the flow of combat. Missions, side content, and areas to explore within the city further deepen Midgar's dystopian atmosphere. This new game takes place on the planet Kairos and takes the chaotic atmosphere of the series to a whole new level. Players playing the role of a vault hunter hunt for new vaults hidden deep within the planet and enter the conflicts shaped by the oppression of a tyrannical power. The story continues the legacy of previous games with humorous dialogue, absurd characters, and a dystopian tone. Gameplay is based on character classes that can be customized with countless weapon combinations and skill trees. Each Vault Hunter has different skills and emphasizes teamwork on the battlefield. The developers have made gameplay more flexible with an independent loot system and difficulty scaling. The mission structure is diversified with fast travel across open areas and dynamic events. Co-op support increases the pace of the action by allowing up to 4 players to form online teams. Developed by IO Interactive, this game focuses on James Bond's younger years. In the story, Bond is not yet a full member of MI6 and is striving to earn his license to kill by completing his most challenging mission. The narrative revolves around covert operations, intrigue, and international threats. Players encounter younger versions of familiar characters like M, Q, and Moneypenny, and see how the cornerstones of the spy world were formed. Gameplay unfolds from a third-person perspective, with stealth, weaponry, and spy gear playing a key role. Vehicle chases and fast-paced action sequences capture the classic Bond atmosphere. Missions can be completed in different ways, and the player's approach influences both the story and the gameplay. The journey that begins in the bleak lands of the lands between is not only a quest for power, but also a story about the legacy of the gods and the fate of humanity. The Tarnished edition combines the original adventure and the Shadow of the Erdtree expansion into one. The world deepens with new areas, never-before-seen bosses, and additional character stories. Free exploration constantly confronts the player with a new secret, while challenging combat keeps them on their toes. Different styles are possible with sword, magic, or hybrid builds, and each choice can radically alter the course of the game. From hidden dungeons to magnificent battlefields, every corner offers new secrets for the attentive. This edition brings together both the main core of the saga and its expansion, truly completing the massive story.
I have no doubt.
An era filled with kings, generals, and betrayals is once again unfolding in the fragmented lands of China. Beginning as a soldier in the midst of war, your journey gradually leads you among the commanders who made history. In vast arenas where vast armies clash, every swing of your sword cuts down dozens of enemies. But this time, it's not just your individual strength, but also how you lead your troops that determines the outcome of the battle. By following in the footsteps of different commanders, you can experience historical events from your own perspective, changing the course of events with your choices. This structure, combining chaotic battle atmosphere with strategic decisions, stands out as one of the most significant steps that redefines the series. Reimagining Kiryu's past with the powerful power of today, this game reveals the dangers lurking beyond the seemingly peaceful streets of Okinawa. As tensions rise between the orphanage and the mafia, family bonds and loyalty are constantly tested. Kiwami 3 retells the events of the original game with updated graphics and revamped gameplay systems, while the side story, Dark Ties, focuses on an often overlooked character. This time, you witness the events from the perspective of one of the antagonists, Mine. Fights unfold with the series' characteristic melee combat style, featuring powerful combos, the use of the environment as a weapon, and dramatic boss encounters. Minigames, side quests, and daily activities on the streets create a vibrant balance alongside the gritty story. Unveiled in the darkest hours of the night, Dark Hour lifts the curtain of ordinary life to reveal the dark side of another world. In this mysterious time rising from the school corridors, shadows spread across the streets, and a group of students confront a force that will change their fate. The story requires striking a balance between the responsibilities of everyday life and the struggle against darkness. The remake preserves the atmosphere of the original Persona 3, while enhancing the story with modern graphics, new scenes, and improved interactions. In turn-based combat, summoning personas, ensuring team cohesion, and making strategic moves are key to victory. Furthermore, establishing social bonds strengthens the character's personal development, which is reflected on the battlefield. With its revamped presentation, this classic revives one of the series' most unforgettable stories. As the sun sets, the shadow of a curse sealed in blood covers the world. The Duskbloods tells the story of a journey to uncover the secrets behind this curse, which has changed the destinies of ordinary people. In the story, characters from different backgrounds carry their own internal conflicts while being forced to unite against a common threat. Throughout the journey, you will discover abandoned castles, foggy forests, and areas filled with traces of ancient civilizations. Combat is shaped not only by strength, but also by how you combine the character's special abilities. Each encounter deepens both the dark side of the story and the bonds between the characters. The game's atmosphere creates a dramatic narrative with gothic tones while maintaining a constant sense of tension.
Flow for one, and one alone.
The new chapter of the series, synonymous with darkness, begins in the aftermath of a global biological disaster. This time, the focus is on parallel stories unfolding across diverse landscapes, with a single thread connecting these events. Alongside new protagonists, Familiar faces from the past also make an appearance, each with their own unique goals and fears. The story is built on a heavy atmosphere. Abandoned laboratories, underground bunkers, and quarantine cities pose a constant threat to the player. Resource management and tense exploration remain core gameplay elements, but enemy diversity and AI attack patterns make combat more unpredictable. The diverse environments, from enclosed corridors to wide open spaces, constantly keep the horror experience alive. Continuing the series' dark atmosphere, this new installment tells the journey of two heroes amidst the shadows of a terrifying world. In this universe where small bodies face immense dangers, strange structures and grotesque enemies constantly keep the player on their toes. The story takes on a new perspective as a journey once difficult to undertake alone transforms into a two-player battle. This time, gameplay focuses entirely on cooperation. Puzzles, obstacles, and enemy encounters require the coordination of the two characters. Using the environment to overcome dangers and correctly assessing light and shadow becomes crucial at every turn. Dark rooms, gloomy location designs, and chilling details further intensify the game's atmosphere. Thanks to the co-op structure, the tension can be shared and experienced from different perspectives. Set in the neon-lit cities of cyberpunk aesthetics, the game follows a protagonist named Redline as he fights against an authoritarian artificial intelligence regime. The conscious implant implanted in his body, Spine, becomes both his greatest strength and his most complex burden. The story revolves around his quest to find a missing brother, and from this, a larger dystopian narrative is constructed. It relies on a fluid gun-fu system that combines close-range weaponry with martial arts. Core mechanics include dodging bullets, using the environment to your advantage, and chaining combos to attack enemies. Locations ranging from city streets to high-security complexes constantly shift the tempo of the action. The visuals and cinematic camera work make combat feel like the stuff of action. These AAA titles for Switch 2 aren't just launch titles for a new console, they're also projects that will shape the future of gaming. Each one opens the door to a different world, filled with epic stories, innovative gameplay, and unforgettable moments. Which game are you most looking forward to? Don't forget to share it in the comments. See you in the next video, and bye.